remove 2 10 mils, remove 2 10 mils. There's also going to be 10 millimeter nuts right here that goes all the way from one side to another. Remove all of that. Once you have all the bolts and nuts removed, just going to go ahead and pull the front grille towards you, and the whole thing would just pop off. Like I said, it had 2 bolts right here, 2 bolts on the other side, and then the 4 nuts too that holds it on that place. One of them did get stuck, so I'm going to go ahead and remove that as well. If you do have one of them that gets stuck, just go ahead and use pliers, channel locks, anything like that to pretty much hold it in place, and then obviously take off the nut. But like I said, I have one that got stuck, so that has to come off for the new hardware to go in. So for the emblem swap, I'd highly advise to get a new emblem. The emblem that they came with, or the factory one, it's made out of plastic, so when you try to take it off, it just breaks off. It's almost like an intentional thing that you can't just take it off, because as you can see, one of them actually was held in there, but it's almost like it was about to break. It has like a little pinch point or a weak point, but anyway, it's only held by one of these locking nuts. Obviously this is the one that broke. At least one of them kind of held in place. To get this out, they did use a very strong double-sided sticky tape, so you have to pry it off slowly from one corner and then slowly work your way out. That's pretty much how I got it off. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer it, put a double-sided sticky tape, and then pretty much hold it in one place with the nut still, but I'm going to glue this side since there's not going to be anything holding it. So we're pretty much prepping the emblem to be transferred over to the new grill. I'm going to go ahead and put double-sided sticky tape on it, heat it up, and pretty much use glue on the left side of it since the bolt tab broke off, and that needs to be attached here the way it should be. Got the new emblem transferred, put a double-sided tape on the mating surface. So I'm going to go ahead and transfer over the one nut on one side and then see what I can do on the other side. The hardware is going to come with screws, 8 screws. It's going to hold this bracket in place along with the washer, but make sure you don't tighten it yet until you mount everything so you can kind of adjust it. Already did the other side, ran the wire kind of underneath it for a cleaner look. So let's go ahead and mount it and see what it looks like. Got the wiring all done. I would suggest to have it not equal length type of connectors, or the wiring harness itself. Just kind of stagger them, that way it doesn't bundle up like this, so it's not so much of a pain running. But this is how I did it for now. This is how it was sent, so I got to work with what I got. So when you get everything mounted, make sure you tighten all these nuts first, and then tighten the 2 10 mils. Lastly, tighten the screws right here. That way everything is not going to be so tight. So here's all the wiring kind of tucked in. I did notice it's a little bit close to the metal, so it would have been nice for the light to be a little bit lower, but it's not going to cause any issues or anything like that. But I ran the wire right here on the side, tucked it in into the insulation in between. You can pop this or slide it in. Put a zip tie right here, zip tie right here, and the wire is a little bit short to reach the parking lot, so I had to extend it. So it being a little bit longer, 3 or 4 feet longer, would have been nice. That way I don't have to extend it, but if you have a couple of feet of wire, it's not too bad. So we're gonna go ahead and tap it into the parking lot, and then we should be all done. So I got everything loomed up. I ran the wire underneath the reservoir tank. It's loose right now, but I did have to extend it. You're gonna want to tap it into the parking light signal, which the harness is right here. It's going to be a brown and black, which is positive and negative. So I'm going to go ahead and test it real quick. So to tap it into the parking light, the brown is the positive. Obviously the black is ground. So go ahead and tap it in, seal it, and then pretty much done. So here's all the wiring, what it looks like. Ran it underneath, zip tied all the way to the parking light. Also make sure that this doesn't get pinched when you put it down. You want it to bend like that, that way it doesn't pull tug on it or break it apart. Here's with the grill. Once it's installed, it looks pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the parking light real quick to show.